communal leaders, Chairman and President of the South African Zionist Federation, Ambassador of the State of Israel to South Africa, ambassadors, dignitaries, honored rabbis, friends. We gather here as a community and as South African citizens in the freedom of this democracy to express our unconditional commitment to the State of Israel and her people and the cause of freedom and human dignity. We do so with pride here in South Africa, standing next to the Israeli flag and the South African flag. Just before this event began, somebody came over to me and said we should take down the South African flag because of the comments of President Cyril Ramaphosa and the ANC. I want to tell you all, and I want to tell the President and the ANC, you are not South Africa. You don't own this country. It doesn't belong to you. The members of your party tried to steal it, but we're holding it back. It belongs to the people of this great nation, the 60 million South Africans, people of faith, of decency, of dignity, of compassion, of morality. We as the nation of South Africa reject the comments of this South African government. It's not in our name and not in the name of the citizens of this country. They have no mandate to say it. They shame themselves. They shame themselves, but they do not shame this country, because we are so much greater than this government and the ANC as a political party. They will be judged by history and judged by God for their support of evil. When you support evil, then you are held accountable for the evil that you support. And this president and his party and this government is supporting an evil savagery that has shocked the hearts of all decent human beings in the world. How dare they? But their behavior is consistent. They support the tyranny in Zimbabwe, where Zimbabwean citizens are suffering and have suffered since Robert Mugabe. They held his hand. They held the hand of ZANU-PF through all of these years at the expense of the long-suffering Zimbabweans. The only democracy in the world to support Vladimir Putin. Is that believable? When he launched his war against the Ukraine, murdering so many civilians, and this government supports Vladimir Putin and Iran, that is the biggest state sponsor of terrorism, the mastermind, the funder behind all of this. They support Iran, they support China. They haven't found a tyranny that they don't support. And so, friends, let me say this in the name of all of us to the South African government, that your support for the State of Israel would actually be an embarrassment for us. We don't need your support. We don't want it. And we say to our fellow South African citizens, because we are gathered here in a free democracy, and I want to say this to our Jewish community here in South Africa. We live here in a free democracy, not by the goodwill of the government. And that's how it should be. You don't want to live in a country where you need the goodwill of your government to be able to live with freedom and democracy and with dignity. We don't need the goodwill of the government. We have the protection of the Bill of Rights, of a constitution, of an independent judiciary, of a free press. We are a robust, free country. And therefore we can gather here in Johannesburg flying the Israeli flag with pride, because we are Zionists and we are proud to say that we are Zionists, and we have nothing to fear, and we do not need their endorsement because we live in a free country. We need to change our mindset. The government's opinion doesn't affect us. They're entitled to their opinion. It is a free democracy, and we're entitled to our opinion. It is a free democracy. We don't need them to agree with us. We need to be proud. We need to be confident because our support for the state of Israel is not only because we are Jews. Our support for the state of Israel is because of the justice of her cause, because of the facts. Because the state of Israel is the only free democracy in the Middle East. Because the state of Israel represents all that is good about humanity and is up against an evil foe. Because of the facts, not just because of tribal identity that we are Jews and therefore we support the state of Israel, because of the justice of her cause. And we need to place those facts before our fellow South African citizens to say with pride, this is why we support Israel, because she is just and she is right. And that we call on our fellow South African citizens to do the same, because it is in the interest of this country and this continent and all of humanity that good triumphs over evil. This is a battle between good and evil, between darkness and light, and the forces of democracy, freedom, and human dignity represented by the state of Israel must triumph, not only for the sake of Israel, but because of every human being on this planet and every South African. And that is what we need to say as a community with pride and with dignity and with confidence. We don't need to be nervous about what the government is going to say next. We need to own our sense of who we are with an inner quiet and with an inner dignity, and to know that we are on the right side of history. And that when history is written, and this government, the story of this government is told by the history books, they will hang their heads in shame at this moment to not even say one word, not even to say one word about the savagery that has shocked the souls of every human being. Have they lost their souls? Have they lost their souls? But we need to turn our attention inward. We need to turn our attention to our community, to our fellow South Africans, and to the state of Israel, and to give our support to that cause of goodness and of justice. And that is why I stand here today with my heart filled with pride at our magnificent South African Jewish community. Look at the huge numbers. Everybody came today to show support, flying the Israeli flag, flying the South African flag, flying both with tremendous pride, because we are proud Zionists, because we love the state of Israel, and we love South Africa, and we love the people of this country, and we are proud to support our beloved state of Israel. And so we gather here today to show that support as free citizens of this great democracy, knowing that ultimately the cause of justice will prevail. And we turn to God. And so we turn to God at this time and call for His blessings upon the loyal soldiers, the defenders of freedom of the IDF, and we call on all decent human beings throughout the world. The good people in this world so far outnumber the bad, but we have to come together. And the good people in this country, so many people across the length and breadth of South Africa, love and support Israel, love and support dignity, human rights, freedom, and we need to come together arm in arm, good people coming together, because that is when evil is defeated, when good people come together and make an alliance. And let us do that and build bridges. From this moment and from this rally today, let us go out there as the South African Jewish community and talk to our fellow South Africans and build alliances and show the facts and share. We have nothing to hide. Anyone who sees the facts will be able to see the justice of the cause of the state of Israel. Let's go out and share that with pride. Let's build an alliance in this country for freedom and for justice. And let us support the cause of good, and let us do everything that we can to support Israel, to pray for her, to help and support in any way that we can. And we stand firm as the South African Jewish community, stand firm, ready with Israel to go forward. God bless you all, and thank you so much.